Hey guys, Steve here for Who Took My Dice Miniature Wargaming. So first off, to everybody on the channel, on the Facebook page, Instagram, Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year. It's 23rd today, so I thought I'd put out one of these before Christmas and some more afterwards. And for this episode, I want to talk about inspiration and motivation. What inspires us? What motivates us in the hobby, right? Um, so first off, let's dive right in. Inspiration. What inspires you? What gets you collecting? Adding to your existing army or building a brand new one. I mean, for me personally, like I've said in the other ones, the Ultramarines. It was that first cover of the second edition Ultramarines Codex. He's that Marine in the front, this massive flag behind him, Marines just all around him, and then obviously there are the rules painting them up. The same with the Black Templars. It was a background for me. These crusading knights, and even the Space Wolves. I mean, come on, Vikings in space. How can you not, right? Um, but for other people, it's different. It's more difficult. Some people are inspired to just pick up the latest codex because they're power gamers. They say, hey, you know what? That looks cool. I want that. It plays well. It's competitive. Boom. Other people, it's all fluff. Some people just pick them all and start painting. Their inspiration comes from the creativity that goes in with it. Um, but again, it's different for everybody. But it's a really important aspect of the hobby that I don't think it's talked about a lot. The inspiration. What inspires you? What first drove you to pick up paint and put it on a model? Was it, the competitiveness, the makeup? Was the background? Was it the aesthetic, how the models look, how they felt in your hand? Stuff like that. What really drove you, right? For me, again, a lot of time it's a background. Inspiration also comes for me from the fluff, right? For instance, the Ultramarine slash Space Wolf army, I could talk right now, that I'm going to be doing, inspired from the Warzone Fenris books, right? I've always loved the idea of this Imperial army of Marines, whether it's Ultramarines, Black Templar, Space Wolves, all joined together in a massive fight to take it to the Emperor, the enemies of the Emperor, right? I mean, I've done other things. What was it? I'm having a brain fart here. The Rough Riders that I had in my last Warriors of the Grim Dark, those were inspired by reading up on some of the background of the Ultramar PDF, and I just took from there. What would what would mounted warriors and Ultramar PDF look like after 10,000 years of being under the same rule and having the freedom, which is rare in the Imperium, and the sort of that tradition that the Ultramarines hold to? What would they look like? So I decided, hey, why not take parts of Knights and parts of Cadians and mix them together, right? So, like, for instance, this jovial little guy right here, right? He's got a Cadian head, a Cadian torso, and he's holding the arms are from the old, well, I guess not old, but what are they called now? The Free Guild, whatever they are for the Age of Sigmar. It's the spearman, and he's got the legs and the horse of a old Empire knight. You can see the armor on the horse being more ceremonial, made of maybe something like the same sort of carapace armor that he's wearing. The same with the knight, just sort of a hold back to the traditions of old times, right? But yeah, so it's just easy like that. Now the hard one is motivation. What motivates you? And that's a hard one for me because there's many times where I will have the models out, I'll have the paints ready, got my paper, water, the whole thing, and I just can't get motivated. I just can't paint. I want to, but I'm just really not into it at that point. And there's ways around that, right? One of them is set yourself some goals, right? If you have a tournament coming up, timeline is great. It's a great thing to have. So you have a tournament coming up. You know you have to get a certain amount of guys done in a certain amount of time, right? And so that's how you set it. Even if you don't, say you're not a competitive player, but you say, you know what, I want to have a full army by middle of next year. Let's say by June of next year, I want a full army. So every month you set yourself a goal. I need to get this many units done this month, and this many units done this month. The other thing is give yourself a reward. Things like the new Magnus the Red. Wow, that is a fantastic model. Use that. Say, okay, I'm playing Rubric Marines. I really want to paint Magnus the Red, but I want to get there first. In order to force myself to get there, I'm going to paint all my Rubric Marines, my new Terminators. Get all that stuff done first. And then at the end, okay, they're done. Magnus, right? It works for any army. Space Marines, Guard, find that unit, that centerpiece unit everybody loves, you have to have, and then just make that your reward for finishing certain units. That's what I do. I motivate myself that way. I go, okay, you know what? I've got this awesome new sergeant I want to paint up, or I've got a new unit I want to build, but I have to get through the normal guys first, and then I'll get to the characters, right? The Space Marine Librarian I put up on Instagram, that's going to be my reward. He's already started from a while ago, but I'm going to finish him after I've gotten my Marines done. The Space Wolves and the Tactical Squads. So he'll be my last little reward, right? And I'm going to take my time on him, get him really painted up, make him look fantastic. But yeah, so the other thing I want from you guys is tell me what motivates you. What inspires you, motivates you. So just throw me back some videos. Put some comments down below. Throw out your own video. What motivates you? What keeps you going when, you know, you've had that army for a long time? 20 plus years for me, or you want to start a new one. What gets you guys excited? What gets you motivated? What gets you inspired to make that awesome army? So yeah, you can either put it down below in the comments, or just, you know, send me a quick video. Put out a quick video. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be long. I'm not gonna make this one long, just because it's the time of year. I got presents to wrap for the kiddos. Got lots of stuff to do. It's busy, busy, busy. But that's what I want. That's just what I want to put out there. Just a quick one. Say, stay motivated. Another thing I want to show you, I'm just going to flip the camera around in a moment, just in a moment, and I want to show you something I'm working on. This is something that inspired me. This is going back, I found some old rules that I'd saved somewhere for landing craft in Warhammer 40,000. They put these out, wow, it's got to be about 14, 15 years ago now, and it was for, I think, 3rd ed. Having landing craft, so something I'm working on, and I have a couple models here for size comparison. So I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to show you, oops, sorry, exactly what my next big project is going to be. So I'll be back in a minute. Let's just flip this around. And here I have my landing craft. This is just the beginning. This is the very basic, and you can see here's one of my favorite Sarges there for sort of a size comparison. Now I made it this large on purpose so it can fit a tank. It is high enough and wide enough. We'll just get an internal shot there for anything from like a Lehman Russ, Land Raider. Well, not Land Raider, probably too small for a Land Raider, but things like a Lehman Russ or a Chimera, something like that. I do have the door on. Now it does fit in there nicely. It doesn't stay. Obviously, I'm gonna have to put something in to hold it up. But yeah, so that's the very basics. I put some stuff on here and drilled a hole in there. You can see, ooh, hello, right? I've used some other bits from some of the bash in there, tank bits. That's from the Terminator set. That's one of the teleport homers. And yeah, so there's a search for sort of a comparison, and he actually fits in there nicely. If I look through, oh, look at that, there he is, hey! But yeah, so this is one of the things that keeps me motivated and inspires me. I read something in the fluff or old rule set and I go, you know what, that needs to be on my tabletop. That needs to be something I need to work on. And I get motivated that way and I'm inspired that way. So this is my next project. I got a lot of work to do on it. I have to create a basing in there. It looks sort of like metal sheeting. I got to put bracers along the sides here on the door. I have to round off some of these edges. It's really rough. Make sure sort of things are flush everywhere. As you see, this thing is just all sorts of not cut properly. I gotta fix that up. And but yeah, and then I gotta put obviously the outside detailing here, have some I don't know, some sort of buffering system like normal one, like the standard craft would have. But yeah, so that's one of the things that keeps me inspired. It keeps me motivated, right? So this is gonna be my next long-term project, I think, along with my Space Marines / Space Wolves. Yeah, so that is
that is that.
So there you go, guys. Just a really quick video about what inspires me. Hopefully, this gets you thinking, inspires you to launch onto that new program, a new army, or work on the existing one, what have you. But again, guys, it's the 23rd, so Merry Christmas to all of you. If you don't celebrate, Happy Holidays. Feliz Navidad, whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. I hope it's a wonderful time with your families and your loved ones. Cherish it, love them, hug them, do whatever you gotta do. I love you guys. So, Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year. Happy holidays. And I will see you on the other side, 2017. Um, until then, keep rolling those dice, guys. See ya.